right, friends, it's been a while, but today is May 13th, and I'm going to try and give you a couple of quick video tours. So, we've had crazy weather this spring. It got really hot, which was great because everything was growing like crazy, and then suddenly we had a ton of rain. I know, like, probably later this summer I'll regret saying this, but like, we're getting way too much. I think we're at 6 inches above average right now, and it's been very cool. So I feel like it's been odd, kind of affected the growth of some things in good ways and other things not so good. But let's do a quick tour. So as always, we'll start with the side yard. I will let you know we still have not done the pine straw mulch. We did do one area, as you'll see, but we really need to try and get the rest refreshed. But, you know, life happens. So it'll get done before the summer's out, probably just in time for the leaves. But anyway, everything's looking very healthy. My sunshine ligustrum is not as bright as it was because now, thanks to all of these that are not on my property, there's a lot more shade, but this does get afternoon sun. But again, we've not had much sun, so hopefully that pattern is going to change. I did see we're supposed to get into the 90s this weekend, so yay. But anyway, but it still looks good. And the crepe myrtles are really leafing out now. I do have some pots here where I can see the chipmunks have been having a little party, so we've also got to come back with some mulch and fill in these holes where they've been digging, which thank God they've not killed the shrubs, at least not yet. I think I'm going to put some hot pepper around the border to deter our little chipmunk woodland friends. My pink viburnum is putting on a lot of growth, but it has not bloomed now since spring. So I got this over the winter and it was blooming then. I really need to read up on the habit to know what to expect, but I'm guessing, again, the lack of sun might be part of it, but there's tons of new growth, so I'm sure at some point it's going to be blooming soon. My Bobo hydrangeas are leafing out. Again, I'm sure they would love it if we get a little bit more sun. Again, you can see I have 3 crepe myrtles. 2 are alike and one's different, and I forget which one right now, but anyway, they're coming along. Another sunshine ligustrum and Bobo hydrangea. My conifers, again, my shrubs, everything I feel like is looking good. We still have not planted the whatever pine here, but it still seems okay. It's put on a ton of new candles. But I think we're kind of getting to that point where if we're going to plant, we either need to commit to doing it soon or baby it through the summer and then plant in the fall, especially if it's going to get hot quickly. I'm not 100% sure, but right now I'm thinking I'm going to move the crepe myrtle over behind it and put it there. But again, I'm not 100% sure. I think since the last tour, I've added some coleus and coral bells. I don't think this little sunshine ligustrum is going to make it, so I'm going to leave it for now, but it will probably come out in the fall. Again, I added some more coleus to kind of fill in the gap for this jazz hands loropetalum, which, I mean, I didn't think it was even alive. I'm just trying to decide, you know, if I'm going to keep it or not. I have another green lace leaf. Let's see, the elderberry, because I like my other one so much, but I'm not sure where I'm going to put it. It's starting to rain, so if I suddenly end this and start another one, you'll know why. It's been very strange here today. Just, you know, sort of hit or miss. But it looks like rainier to the north. It's very muggy. It feels like June or July. But everything else is looking good back here. My Colorado blue spruce has put on so much growth. I'm in love with that. My smoke bush is coming along. Of course, one of my blood-good Japanese maples is looking good. Another elderberry lace leaf, Florida sunshine, Elysium. Another conifer, you can see a lot of new growth coming on, which I'm actually surprised because this has gotten more shade, but it seems happy. Uh-oh, getting a little bit more rain now. One thing I do want to show you, I want to come over here. I have a new Camilla that I got from Surfscape. Let's see, I forget, what is this called? Kate? No, Leslie Ann. I don't know why I keep wanting to call it Kate. And we did. So I'm very excited about the Camilla. We did finally pine straw this in. We had a storm earlier this year that took down, we had to take it, knocked down the fence. So we've disposed of the wood, but we've got to get some better wire cutters to cut the last corner of that wire and dispose of it. You'll see I did put down some more cardboard to tap down the weeds because it's very woodsy, and then we'll cover it with some tarp or landscape fabric and pine straw as well. So it's still not 100%, but it's better than it did. And that gate used to be on my carport. There's another portion. I think we might see if our friend Doug could come and attach it to the fence. And that way we would just be able to kind of re-fence in that area. Not as far back as it was, but just kind of on that angle. So we'll see about that. But anyway, lots of growth here. And I did want to show you, look at the bloom on this. Is that not like gorgeous? This didn't really do anything last year, but I really learned this last 9 months. Shrubs and perennials really do need a year to get established. So, you know, don't freak out when they don't do so great the first year. Just be patient. I had mowed and weed eated this, or Scott had weed eated. I had mowed. You can't even tell it now with all the rain. So pardon the appearance. We have some autumn fuchsia, which I probably in hindsight now should have put maybe in a hanging basket, but I'm going to see how it does here. I mean, I can always move it, but I know they can grow in planters. I think we probably should have put it closer to the edge and put something else with it, but we'll see how that goes. Had some roses blooming. We've got Joe Pieweed. I've got 2 nice big ones. Again, I got from Surfscape. The little one 3 came from Prairie Moon Gardens. I'm just very disappointed with that order. I'm glad I didn't order a bunch of stuff. Pardon me while I get some weeds out. I'll show you the others, but they arrived in terrible condition. I mean, the whole order with shipping was $50. I will not be ordering from them again. And I was very disappointed because I'd heard such good things about them, but my experience was not good. So hopefully you've had better, but it was not a good one for me. Munstead wood I've never had this many blooms, and this is my best Munstead wood bush. I kind of thinking I might want to, I have 2 others, and I may eventually move them, both of them over here this fall, and maybe put another pot in the corner, because this just seems to be a good spot. Pardon our cardboard. I have more cardboard, plus I have 2 new planters, so we had all that cleaned up. There literally was nothing there the other day, and now Scott, my gardening helper, is under the weather, so right now our garden projects are a little bit on hold. There was a bunch of blooms here. Again, the rain really did a number, kind of, you know, balled the blooms, but they're still pretty and they still smell wonderful. This one has been blooming like crazy. I actually probably need to put a little bit of water because the blue boa is looking wilty. It's weird how we've had rain, but a lot of my things, even though we've had a lot of rain, I was checking the soil yesterday and kind of scratching down were dry, so I need to come back and water that. One thing that's interesting here, and I think I talked about this maybe in my last video, or maybe I didn't. Oh gosh, these weeds. I hate them. Bear with me for a minute while I try to get this. This is one of the nasty ones. Also, I did deadhead and do a little bit of weeding yesterday. I've got to come back and put all that plant debris in my basket to dump in the woods. This is bee balm. I planted this like 4 years ago, and then I didn't have any last year, and so I thought, you know, I'd gotten rid of it because it's pretty and the hummingbirds love it, but oh my gosh, like it's a mildew magnet. But somehow it has come back. I have no idea how or why. So it's kind of affected my blue boa, which was spectacular. This bloomed everywhere last year, but anyway, I need to water because I can see the blue boa. Like, I don't know if the bee balm is sucking off the water. Of course, this rose is too, probably. This is my Olivia Austin rose. This is incredible. She's been blooming. This is probably the most she's bloomed in 2 or 3 years, so very pleased about that. Pardon my mess here. So we still need to mulch this too, but because we're still planting, we've not done that part either. So I got this at a yard sale as a self-watering container, and we had drilled holes, but obviously not enough. So we've got to get a bigger drill bit so that this can drain properly before we plant. But I'm going to load this up with more fuchsia and coleus. Meanwhile, though, everything over here seems to be thriving. Conifers, perennials. Of course, my Japanese maple, my other bloodgood that I love. We're getting blooms on this Miss Molly butterfly bush. My other one is blooming. The funky fuchsia was blooming like crazy, but it's reloading already. So I think I'm going to be very pleased I got that. We've planted a lot, I think, since the last video. Got finally my rockin' fuchsia salvia. I think I had 13 plants, so here are some of them. This was by far one of my top 3 last year. And shout out to Garden Crossings, because the ones I got last year were great, but the ones that I got in this shipment were just spectacular. They were already big and very healthy. We've got some Vermilion Cuphea, I believe. I forget what variety this is, but it was recommended. It's supposed to be a hummingbird magnet. And it's an annual, and if we can dry out, I'm ready to feed my annuals that I've planted already, so that'll be happening soon with just some good old Miracle Grow, water soluble. This is a shipment that came from Select Seeds. This is my second order from them this year. This is the first year I've tried them. I am very pleased with them, not with Prairie Moon Gardens, but Select Seeds, yes. And you can see how nice and healthy everything looks. Some different coleus, salvia, fuchsia. Some of that's going to go in that planter in the back. And then I have some little urn planters that I'm also going to put some of this in. So you can see got some different varieties here. Some of those will be going in the front, and some wood barrel planters. You can see I also got some more coleus planted. Again, some more of the fuchsia. I mean, not fuchsia, rockin' fuchsia, salvia. I'm doing a lot of coleus this year. I was inspired by S&K Nursery and Bruce Duncan to do that. So shout out to Bruce Duncan and Justin from S&K Nursery. This is some Roman red, I believe. Salvia I got from Burpee. It is doing extraordinarily well, so I will definitely do this one again. My Pugster Pinker is starting to get buds. My Queen Nectarine Hummingbird Mint is coming along. You can see the Blue Fortune is getting ready to go wild. It will get super tall. It's going to look really pretty against my Weeping conifer there. But unfortunately, like now, my Ascot Euphorbia and my coleus are getting a little bit blocked there. So we'll see how that works out. This is the first year I've grown that Rainbow Euphorbia and that coleus. So, but the Rainbow Euphorbia has gone crazy just in the last week, because this area now is finally starting to get more sun. So, yeah. This eventually will get even more sun as we move into summer, and then again as we get into August and September, not as much. But I've got a lot of things here that like sun, and I think by the next time I make a video for you, maybe in another month, this is gonna be spectacular, hopefully, in bloom. The petunias are coming along. I had been reserving this space for the Dragon's Breath celosia, which I have not seen anywhere yet. But I'm just going to do another planter that I'll squeeze in here when I find some, because that was also in my top 3 last year. But in the meantime, I popped these sunflowers in and the rock and blue salvia, again from Garden Crossings, which has been a favorite place of mine to order from since last summer. And then these are repeat Blue Fortunes. I've had these a couple of years from Bluestone Perennials, and my Tango Hummingbird Mint is also coming along. This little Blue Fortune Hummingbird Mint broke off when it arrived in the shipment, because I always order extra Blue Fortune just in case. But thankfully, I could see there was enough still left down in the pot that it might make it, and it is coming along just great. If I had one hummingbird mint to recommend to you, it would be Blue Fortune. It is for sure. I never have any problems with it. Again, this rosebush David Austin, I can't remember if this is Lady of Shalott or Teasing Georgia. It was loaded, and then the rain just balled all of the blooms, but it's still pretty and it smells so good. So, and I did clean her up a little bit, but she's a beaut. Get some more queen nectarine there. My Mexican sage is already blooming, which is shocking to me. I think this and the also Cufia will take off as this starts to get more sun. All right, so I'm already at 16 minutes on this first part of our tour. Oh, again, pardon the weed. We weed eated and mowed not 5 days ago, and you can't even tell it now. So, but there you go. I forgot to also mention that bed down there. So my original plan was to fill it with all Joe Pye weed. And I do have some more to plant. I'm not 100% sure now if that's what I'm going to do. I saw something today on the Garden Crossings video. I forget what it's called, but it was something that can tolerate shade that I might want to put in the other 2 parts. So we'll see. But hopefully I'll have that planted up with something by the next time we tour again. All right. So everybody's happy here with the sun. All right. So we'll stop here for now. Again, I hope that you're enjoying the evolution of the garden. Again, it's been almost a month, I think, since I've made a video. But I wanted to get one in today, even though not everything's blooming yet. It's on the cusp of blooming, but there is growth, and I've added a lot of things. So, again, just kind of an experiment, work in progress. I had these planters, I got these on clearance last year, so kind of to fill that in. We'll see, if they stay there next year. But overall, and I'm very excited to get these planted, and hopefully that's going to kind of fill in and get big and fill in and give us some pops of color in that raised planter once we get the holes properly drilled. But anyway, I cannot complain overall. I feel like everything's looking really good, both new and established. And just seeing a lot of really nice growth. So, again, there's always something to do. I will be glad when we finish getting everything repine strawed and we can get out and hopefully get a dry stretch to make it worth the effort to weed eat and mow. But anyway, that's enough for that. This is the end of part 1. I'm going to do part 2. And you can enjoy that on this channel as well. I hope everybody's having a great week so far, and I'll see you again in just a few minutes.